Hello viewers and welcome to another episode of Crime Watch, a program brought to you by your police service, the Zimbabwe Republic Police. This program is meant to create an interactive forum with members of the public in fighting crime. My name is Onesisa Sibanda. It's good to have you along. The Zimbabwe Republic Police has, in terms of the Vehicle Licensing and Registration Act, Chapter 13.14, launched an operation targeting motor vehicles which are moving on the road without displaying their registration number plates. Members of the public, particularly vehicle owners, are therefore urged to ensure that their vehicles are either displaying permanent or temporary number plates as required by law. Only vehicles which have the requisite documentation under the current COVID-19 national lockdown regulations from the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure Development will be allowed to pass through police checkpoints while displaying temporary registration plates. It is disturbing to note that some commuter omnibuses have resorted to removing and hiding registration number plates in order to evade roadblocks or checkpoints. Some are using feeder roads in both urban and rural areas, committing various offences under the current national lockdown. Crime Watch recently visited Mashonaland East Province and spoke to Inspector Tendai Mwanza on the ongoing operation.
We have seen that many people have become complacent. There are even motorists who have decided to convert their private vehicles into pirate taxis. This is illegal, and the police are here to arrest such people who are flouting the COVID-19 regulations. As you can see behind me, there are a number of combis and the private vehicles such as the Wish that have been converted by their owners and drivers to carry people illegally from one point to the other. This has a high risk of increasing infections amongst our communities. The government has actually placed a blanket ban of all combis and other conventional buses, and only those that are registered under ZUPCO should be operating. It is also disturbing to note that recently we had an accident that occurred in Mwanza where 4 people died on the spot. Surprisingly, the combi was carrying 18 passengers, which was really disturbing. As police, we will always remain alert, vigilant, to carry out checks along all our highways. We have set up a number of police checkpoints where we would like motorists to comply with all instructions given whenever they get to such checkpoints. Those who try to evade are actually committing an offense, and we will never sit on our laurels when those people are actually flouting clearly laid down regulations.
In Harare, we spoke to Chief Inspector Siziwe Mutara, officer in charge, SECURICO Highlands.
We have about 7 vehicles, commuter omnibuses, that were impounded along Shamba Road. These vehicles were impounded because the drivers are not observing the lockdown rules. Most of these drivers are evading roadblock sites. They are removing the white plates so that they could have a safe passage into town, thereby exposing the public to the deadly virus. And they are not even sanitizing. As the officer in charge, I want to warn the would-be offenders that as long as they are not permitted to operate during this lockdown period, we are going to impound the vehicles. And it is also a problem in that the passengers in those vehicles are going to be delayed because we are also going to be asking for the documents which are allowing them to enter into town. Because I think of late we have observed that there are so many people in town who will be just in town just for the purpose of being there. No business, no what.
Several commuter omnibuses were impounded in Mavuku. Chief Inspector Busani Ngwenya gives us more.
Here in Mavuku, we have arrested about 26 commuter omnibuses for violating COVID rules, which exempted the commuter omnibuses from plying our routes, that is intra-city and city to city. These combis, some of them have evaded our police blocks, that is along Acturas Road and Mutara Road, and they have created their own illegal routes. Allow me also at this time to advise other commuter omnibuses that would intend to use the commuter omnibus that they should approach ZUPCO for them to be registered with ZUPCO so that can be allowed to play the roads. Also allow me to advise our commuters that we encourage them to make use of ZUPCO buses or the community omnibus that are registered with ZUPCO.
We urge all law-abiding citizens to drive vehicles with genuine number plates. The Zimbabwe Republic Police will impound all vehicles with no registration plates to get rid of pirate taxes as well as curb cases of robbery, amongst others. Crime Watch takes a short break. Join us in the second segment. We're in the second segment of Crime Watch, and thank you for staying tuned. Police are concerned with an upsurge in cases of real estate fraud, with victims being swindled of huge sums of money. CID Commercial Crimes Division Northern Region unpacks this disturbing trend with a view to enlighten members of the public.
The demand for land for both residential and commercial purposes has ushered in a new genus of crime in the form of real estate fraud. Criminals are manipulating unsuspecting publics who intend to purchase land, be it for residential or commercial purposes. What modus operandi is being employed by these criminals? The criminals identify undeveloped stands, usually in low-density areas, because these fetch high prices on the market. The criminals will then place the said properties, advertising them in the print or broadcast media or even on social media. Once they hook up with their potential victim, they will entice that person to make a deposit, which is usually done into a bank account which is fraudulently registered, or even a mobile money wallet which is fraudulently registered again. Once full payment or deposit has been done, criminals would disconnect communication, and that will be the end of the road. We emphasize that due diligence is the key. In any case, if you want to procure a residential stand or a property, actually make a physical visit to the said property and verify with the neighbors whether that property is indeed being offered for sale. By doing this, we will guard against falling victim to this monster called real estate fraud. We also urge members of the public to verify the authenticity of documents that are produced in any transaction that is to deal with acquisition of land or a residential property. In terms of title deeds, verifications can be done with the Office of the Registrar of Deeds, and in terms of identity documents like IDs, we encourage the public to visit the Registrar General's office, and in any case, we need to verify whether the real estate that we are dealing with is actually registered with the Real Estate Council of Zimbabwe, and in terms of attorneys, we need to verify with the Law Society of Zimbabwe. We also urge members of the public to ensure that in any transaction that has to do with the acquisition of land or a property, they should reiterate the need for the money to be deposited into the lawyer's trust account, and the money be only released into the to the seller after all the conditions of the sale have been satisfied. Real estate fraud is real. Let's work together to fight this menace.
CID Highlands have arrested 2 accused persons for a case of unlawful entry and theft and recovered various property. Let us hear more.
There was a case of unlawful entry and theft which occurred in Glenlon area, where accused persons took advantage of the absence of the owner of the house and broke into the house through a bathroom window. The accused persons took a safe which was in the bedroom and was containing some cash with the 6 Zimbabwean passports. The accused persons also broke into some of the rooms and stole various clothing, including cell phones and wristwatch. Recently, detectives got a tip-off leading to the arrest of the accused person in the city center. The accused person implicated one of his accomplices, and his accomplice was also accounted for. Both accused persons further led detectives to the recovery of complainant's property and the safe which they'd already dismantled and dumped it into a disused well, together with the passports. The accused persons had also used part of the proceeds to buy some items, electrical gadgets, a television, and a double-door fridge. Accused persons were taken to court and are awaiting sentence. I would like to take this opportunity to encourage members of the public that they mustn't leave their properties unattended when they are going out, as criminals always take advantage of that.
In light of these cases, it has been established that many a times burglars target houses which are unprotected and are easy to break in. Let us hear more from a security expert.
Recently, we have seen a huge increase in the number of break-ins in Harare, Bulawayo, and other urban areas. So today we're going to talk about the security system that we can have at your home. Security is about layers. The first layer that we can have is a brick wall such as this, a high brick wall. And then the second layer would be an electric fence on top of the brick wall, or a razor wire, or a barbed wire. This is to deter and delay any intruders that may want to climb over the Jura wall. The electric fence can also be linked to SECURICO rapid response, so that if anyone tries to disturb it, automatically the system calls in rapid response, which reach you within, say, 6-7 minutes. The next level of security would be your outdoor alarm system. Your outdoor detectors installed around your home. Intruders can be stopped. They will trigger the alarm system as soon as they come within, say, 12-20 meters of your home. So they alert you, and also the SECURICO rapid response will react within 6-7 minutes. The fourth level of defense would be your indoor alarm system. This is the system you then activate when you're going to sleep. So these 4 levels of security will help you deter, detect, and defend against robberies. The defense part is where you actually call in your rapid response team to assist. You can also have, or you should have, panic buttons. The family members, all of them can have panic buttons. As soon as they hear noises around the property, they can press the panic button and call the rapid response team, who will then jump over the wall if obviously your gates are locked during the night, and then they inspect around your premise and make arrests.
Moving on, prospective drivers should be on the lookout for criminal syndicates who are into production of fake driver's licenses. Crime Prevention Unit Bulawayo West busted one such syndicate. Assistant Inspector Maibongo Sibanda gives us more.
We received information from the members of the public that there was a syndicate which dealt with fake driver's licenses. So we came up with a team, and we used one of our members to disguise as a potential client. So he got in contact with the accused person, one female accused person. Then we arrested the accused person, who was known as Siziwe of Pamela East. After arresting him, we made some interviews, and we got information that actually she had managed to issue 12 driver's licenses in and around Bulawayo and Inyati area. She used to get cash amounting to 100 for Class C2 driver's license and $85 for Class 4 driver's license. We are currently appealing from the members of the public for the arrest of one of the syndicates, Dexter Pamberi, whose last known address is number 8 Acacia Avenue in Maswingo.
As members of the Zimbabwe Public Police, we continue to urge and advise our members of the public to avoid getting fake licenses and get the proper licenses from the institutions that are authorized to give the proper licenses, because this is not just about getting the document. This is about life and death. If a person is not skilled, if a person doesn't have the proper qualifications, they are also not likely to drive properly on the road situation. So people have to avoid that and take all the necessary documents, like in this particular case, the driver's license, from the Vehicle Inspection Department of VID.
Join us in the third and final segment. We are in the third and final segment of Crime Watch. CID Drugs and Narcotics have arrested a 32-year-old woman after she was found in possession of ecstasy tablets worth 34,000 Zimbabwean dollars.
CID Drugs and Narcotics have realized that most teenage girls are indulging in sexual activities because of influence of drugs, resulting in unwanted pregnancies and sexually transmitted diseases. Recently, we arrested a 32-year-old female drug peddler who was found in possession of 24 ecstasy tablets in Highlands, Harare, valued at $34,000. Ecstasy is a dangerous drug with properties of stimulating or altering perception. It boosts euphoria and amplifies sensation. The drug is abused by young ladies, especially during rave or ovusu parties. Parents and guardians are urged to be vigilant, keep an eye on their children, and constantly check on their behavior, not to allow minors to wander into these parties and groupings without adult supervision. We thank you, members of the public, for your support on the fight against drug abuse through the information that you continually supply.
Emphasis was also put on the importance of police-public partnerships in fighting crime.
The fight against illicit drug peddling is the responsibility of us as CID Drugs and Narcotics. However, we cannot fight alone without the help of the members of the public. It therefore follows that the fight becomes our collective responsibility. With the help of responsible citizens who gave us a tip-off, we recently intensified our surveillance and managed to nab 2 accused persons who were dealing in Daha, also known as Mbanje. The Daha had been smuggled from Malawi. 4 sacks of Daka, valued at 200,000 Zim dollars, were recovered from the accused persons. We would like to thank members of the public who gave us information leading to these arrests, and I would like to urge them to continue giving us information so that we may be able to curb drug peddling.
In road safety issues, the Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe visited White House area along Harare-Bulawayo Road in Harare to raise awareness. The expansion of residential and business settlements in this area, which is after Kuwazana extension, has resulted in high volumes of traffic. Resultantly, the area has become a traffic jungle and a hazard to motorists and pedestrians. Sadly, in a recent incident, a 21-year-old woman, Pamela Mufudza, died after being hit by a speeding vehicle.
Takanzwa sound kuti mota pane something chayarova. So pandakacheuka inini takanzwa vanhu vepabus stop vachidza kuti mota yatsika munhu. Ini ndakabva kwana andiri ndakasikuona ari munhu atsikwa. Handakukwanisa kunge ndichimuziva. Asi mota yanga yamutsika inonga yakanomira 20 meters away from payanga yatsikira munhu.
Dear Zimbabweans, we come to you on a very sad note when the Mufudza family gathered here by the spot lost their loved one, Pamela Mufudza, 21-year-old innocent girl who was trying to cross this particular road, which is the White House Flower Road, and we are so very sad that the tragedy with the death is not that things are broken, but the broken things cannot be resurrected. Vanhu vari kutsikwa pano pa Bulawayo Road, tiri pano pa White Cliff. We know that the human being cannot be insured. Vehicles, goods can be insured, but the life of a human being, the life of Pamela Mufudza, cannot be insured. They cannot get her back. So the point is, as we continue with the lockdown, where we have restrictions geared towards containment and prevention of COVID-19, We as pedestrians are the most vulnerable section of the road users. My pedestrians, our road in a two-way. Way out of Harare to Norton, way into Harare from Norton, from Bulawayo. So our pedestrians must never think that they have the right of way. So we are appealing to all pedestrians to make sure that they stay alert. However, the driver is the main actor. Muchikairi anofana kuziva kuti nzvimbo inoyi ndeyemakilometers mangani. Kutsika munhu achifira ipapo mota ichitadza kumira ichizonomirira mberi uku zvongotaura kuti panga paine speed. Tine urombo kuvabereki wekwamufudza vese hama neshamwari vashaikirwa nomumwe wavo anga atori zvake pedestrian achigara pano paWhite House. Pamela Mufudza, may her dear soul rest in eternal peace.
Isusu semhuri tiri kurwadziwa kurasikirwa nemwana young blood vatei tichitarisirawo kuti vanogona kuita zvinhu muupenyu, especially kurasikirwa through road accident. Taingokumbirawo if authorities vakakwanisawo kuita something, because Pamela is not the first one. Panapa panotozikanwa kuti inzvimbo iri high risk paaccident.
Kureneri vanhu vafira apa varofura 50 vachitsikwa murodhi imomo. Taikumbira dai hurumende yaisa mahambu kuti padzorwe speed nekuti mwana dzinopfuura padzichimhanya dzinenge dzitori mu140 130 ipapa, asi mukazvitarisa White House ya business center hombe kuti kwakuenda vanhu vakawanda vachibva mulocation yaapa. Rodhi iyoyo yakagadzirwa kare kusati kwava nemalocation, asi haro yakura saka vanhu vawanda kuno. Taikumbira kuti dakaiswawo mahambu kuitira kuti vanhu kufa kwavo kuite kushoma. Pana apa panofiwa shombe rega rega. Taikumbira hurumende dai mapindira magadzira bhaya road yarega kuramba ichiuraya vanhu.
Road safety is everyone's responsibility, so all road users must play a role. We now move on to people who are on the police wanted list. Police in Bulawayo are looking for Mpumelelo Mpofu, who is wanted for a string of robbery cases. He is of no fixed abode, but was last seen in Cholocho. Julius Archford, aged 42, of Kushungo Street, Dzivarasekwa, Harare, is wanted by Bulawayo police for robbery. Lastly, Elijah Vumbunu, aged 45, of all 55 Mzilikazi, Bulawayo, is wanted for murder and robbery cases by Bulawayo police. Anyone with information that may help in the location of these people should contact any nearest police station or reach us on the following details. Our National Complaints Desk number is 0242 703 631. You can also visit our website www.zetrp.gov.zw. Our email address feedback@zetrp.gov.zw. Alternatively, you can use our Twitter handle @PoliceZimbabwe or like our Facebook page, Zimbabwe Republic Police. You can also watch all Crime Watch episodes on our YouTube channel, Zimbabwe Republic Police. As police, we urge members of the public to stick to recommendations by the government in maintaining social distancing at all times, repeatedly washing hands with soap and running water or sanitizers, wearing masks whenever we go outside our homes. If not necessary, let us stay in our homes. Until we meet again next time, pleasant viewing.